Coming in at number 13 on our Locked On Senators NHL draft rankings, we're heading to the QMJHL, where we find Justin Carbonneau, where if you're looking for a pure offensive talent, Justin Carbonneau is one of the best in the draft.
Man, he is sick. This is one of those guys. There's some guys, Ross, where I'm watching film of them shift by shift, highlight packages, and I don't want to say it seems like work, but I'm more watching it to be like, okay, what's this player's game? How are they doing? Carbonneau's one of those guys where even if he got drafted by another team, I could turn it on and be like, this is just fun, awesome, exciting hockey. He is an absolute talent offensively, and the numbers back that up. In 62 games this year with Blainville-Boisbriand Armada in the Did I nail that? Okay, good. Yep. In the QMJHL, in 62 games, 46 goals, 43 assists, 89 points, and then not the greatest playoffs for his team. Only played 5 games, but he got 3 goals. And Scott Wheeler mentioned in his article about him, kind of got some bad puck luck because this kid was putting the puck on net, Ross. 8 shots, 7 shots, 6 shots, 6 shots, 1 shot on the first game, but he averaged over 5 shots a game in those playoff games. So he was really trying to do his part. And yeah, an exciting right wing, right shot player.
He was second in the queue in points this season with 86, only behind Jonathan Fauchon, who had 103. It got pretty tight behind him, but Carbonneau was second in the league. He also is a big boy, and you could see that 6'1", 192 pounds, but it feels like he's got a frame that's going to fill out, and he could play 205, 210 in the National League once he gets there. He's also, much like Sean Aitchison, one of the older players in this draft. He turned 18 in November, right shot, right wing, and he's as high as 11th for elite prospects. Locked On NHL Prospects has him at 12th overall. So does Scott Wheeler. Then it goes down to 16th for McKeen's, 17th for Corey Pronman, as well as Bob McKenzie's midterm rankings. Craig Button just moved him down 3 spots for his final rankings. He is 18th on that list. I'm a little bit more hesitant on Justin Carbonneau because I worry that it won't put it all together. It just, to me, like, he's got the strong physical build. It's just, to me, I don't know if he uses it as much. I don't know. I might be way off with this one, but watching him, I just see like a Mike Hoffman type, where it's like, yeah, you can dominate the queue just like Hoffman did. I don't think they necessarily have the same skill sets. I think Carbonneau, his hands are definitely better. Maybe the shot not as elite as Mike Hoffman's, but to me, it's just, there's something missing when I watch him. Like, I'm impressed, but when I'm thinking about how's this going to translate to the NHL, that's where I get a little worrisome. And I don't think I'm stepping out of line here by saying the Q is not necessarily the strongest of the 3 leagues in Canada. And maybe that's what I'm watching for. I'm saying, oh, he just undressed a future carpenter there. He undressed a lawyer going back door. Oh, he scored on the goalie that's going to be an accountant one day. I don't know if I'm going a little too far with this, but I don't think it's as much of a sure thing that he's going to be a top 6 NHL forward. And that worries me a little bit for a guy that his whole career has just put up ridiculous numbers wherever he's been. I worry that if he's all of a sudden not putting up those numbers at the next level, maybe there'll be a little bit of a dip in confidence, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and that's fair. I think I'm on the other side of that, Ross. I believe in this guy. And I think the Armada just recently acquired Bill Zonin. Get a guy like Bill Zonin on his line to do some of that dirty work for him, and I think he's going to put up 50-plus goals easily. But Scott Wheeler complimented his wall game and his strength in puck battles. Funny enough, he works with the same trainer that Thomas Chabot did. I might be mispronouncing this. His name's Rio Bell. I forget what his first name is, but they mentioned it was the same trainer. And EP says he's got big upside and points to his skating. The scout polls that EP guide does has him as the best hands in the draft, which is saying something for someone that we have ranked 13th, and 3rd best shot. And he combines those in such a great way. Like, if you watch his highlight pack, First off, it's going to be a while. It's a long video with 89 points, 46 goals. But what he does so well is he finds the quick lanes to get in between two defenders in the slot, has the hands to dipsy doodle through the one, and then has the skating to use his edge work to get around the other. And this is all happening within split seconds. And then his release is so good. By the time he's already fooled that defenseman, pivoted around the other guy, and got the shot off, it's in the back of the net before anyone even knows what happened. I'm a big fan of Carbonneau's game, and I do think he has the potential to be not just a top 6 player, Ross, a top line player. If you pair him with the right guys, a playmaker, and then a guy like Bill Zonin, like a bulldog, a hard worker, a Zach Hyman type that's going to go into those dirty areas and get you the puck, I think he can have a lot of success, especially with the size that he already has.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like, I don't mean to say that he shies away from contact. I think the Hoffman comparable might give out some negative connotation with that. I just meant when the puck's on their stick offensively, they can put in the net, no problem. But what I'm getting at is that if he's not a top 6 forward, is he someone you're comfortable as a guy getting into the league where you trust him in a role where he's going to have to be responsible defensively and going to have to make simple plays? Because he's great at the complex plays at this level, but will it translate? So we'll see with Justin Carbonneau, but the highlight reel and everything that he does to create offensively can't be taken away from him. The 3rd best shot in the draft, according to Elite Prospects, and he's great in transition as well, carrying the puck. So he's an offensive weapon. So a team, I think, that has good structure and has a specific role for him in mind, I think that would be a great pick in the middle of the first round. If he goes top 10, I think that's a little rich for my blood. But in that 10 or 11, I should say, to 20 range, there's a number of teams that I think he could really help out. We've talked a lot about Montreal, the natural connection as a Quebecois, although people pointed out on our mock draft, apparently he grew up a Leafs fan. So he's like the living version of the kids' book, The Hockey Sweater, except he wanted the Leafs jersey. It didn't just show up in the mail. But I think, jokes aside, like he could be like a Patrick Laine replacement in Montreal, right? When they move on, like that type where you're playing with the Demidov, you're playing with guys who can get you the puck and allow, I think, because at the next level, I think the shot is what's going to separate him and allow him to be a top player if he gets to his potential in the NHL. But an exciting prospect. How many Sens stars do you have for Justin Carbonneau?
So maybe I'm on the repetition that I was with the 3-star string I went on, but I'm doing 4.5 stars again. I see the talent. I believe in him. I do not think he will be there at 21. I'd be shocked if he makes it past Montreal. I don't even think he'll get to 16 and 17 for Montreal to be able to draft him. But if they have one or both of those picks and they don't draft him, I would just be absolutely shocked. If the Sens were able to draft him at 21, I would love it. But 4.5 stars for me. I see the potential and I believe in it for Justin Carbonneau.
Justin Carbonneau with an average ranking of 14.71 comes in on our Locked On Senators draft rankings at 13th overall.